Tommy Joe Day.
What motivated you to join the military?
I got a letter from Uncle Sam telling me that I was drafted.
No problem.
So I didn't actually join
What war did you serve in?
the Vietnam War.
How long did you serve for?
I served 2 years in the regular Army, and then I joined the Oklahoma Army National Guard and served another 19 years.
Which awards are you most honored to have received and why?
I have a CIB, which is a Combat Infantry Badge. I had the Combat Crew Member Wings. I have the Distinguished Flying Cross. I have a Purple Heart with 1 oak leaf cluster, I have the Bronze Star Medal with a V device. Have the Air Medal with V device and 7 oak leaf clusters. Have an Army Commendation Medal with V device and 2 oak leaf clusters. And then other awards are like the Vietnamese awards, like the Vietnamese Cross of Gallantry, and I have the Croix de Guerre, which is a French award.
What would you like to tell some stories about your time in service?
We got a call that an infantry battalion, which is roughly 600 men, were pinned down on Nui Ba Dien, the Black Virgin Mountain. And so there had already been 2 gunship helicopters shot down, a medevac helicopter shot down, and we're running out of ammo, food, water, and they needed help, and there was no way to get it to them. Somebody came up with the idea, well, let's try to resupply them at night because it might make it harder for the enemy to spot us. So they asked if we would volunteer, and of course we did. And before we went up, in aviation, they have a thing, they call it a chicken plate. And a chicken plate is a steel plate that's about that thick, and it's about this big, and it's in a Velcro vest. And we hardly ever used them. We put them under our seats when we were flying in the helicopter, because usually that's where you get shot from, is underneath. And we went up and down the flight line gathering every chicken plate we could find off of all the helicopters, because we knew we were going to be under intense fire. So we took these chicken plates, we put them over our shins, put one on our breast, put one under the seat, and that's how we went into this situation. And we loaded up all the ammo, food, water in the big steel canisters. And we flew up to where they were, and we could see it. It looked, the tracers were flying everywhere. You could imagine the biggest 4th of July celebration you ever saw. That's what these tracers look like flying through the air. And so we went ahead and flew up and nosed into the mountain. And as soon as we got stopped, they put a strobe light up so we knew exactly where to go to drop these supplies. So we nosed in, and these volunteers we had started throwing the canisters off. You could see the tracers coming at you, and you could hear them hitting the helicopter, the bullets, and it sounded like popcorn. Boom, 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 the bullets hitting the helicopter. And as soon as they unloaded everything, we flew back to Tay Ninh Base Camp, loaded up again, came back, and did the same thing, offloaded everything. And as we were flying off, the helicopter fell, and it felt like 10 or 15 feet. It just fell and dropped, and the pilots caught it, and it did it again. And the pilot came on and said, Mayday, Mayday, Crusader 778, and gave our coordinates and everything. And we knew then that we were shot down. And we managed to get away from the mountain a little ways, and then we're able to auto-rotate. And auto-rotate is something a helicopter does, if you can. They cut the transmission loose. The transmission's got the rotors. They cut that loose from the engine. They put a bunch of pitch in it, and it's like a parachute. It's as you're going down, it slows you way down. The only problem is when you lose your tail rotor and you auto-rotate, the helicopter wants to spin. So you have to get 60 knots of forward airspeed. So you gotta be going pretty fast to do this. And then that keeps the helicopter from spinning. It'll try to come out, but anyway, we hit the ground really hard. I've got movies of the helicopter after it went down. And but anyway, that's what I got the Distinguished Flying Cross for.
Well, we want to thank you for letting us interview you and everything.
Well, I appreciate what you guys are doing. It's a really good feeling that 50 years after we went through this, that you guys are experiencing it and know what we went through. And I really appreciate it. Thank you.